everyone, welcome to Y Factor, a show that talks about issues facing youth, especially students. My name is 𝙁𝙖𝙘𝙩𝙤𝙤, your host. Today we are talking about bullying, and we are joined by Lorato Sithole, who will be sharing her story on how she was bullied at school. Let's hear what she has to say.
My name is Lorato Sithole, mostly known by Ludo. I'm the director of 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙩𝙤𝙤 in SESA. I'm here to tell you about my bullying story. When I was in my senior school. So I was bullied by 4 girls. So this is how everything started. In my senior school, sinus. But ne se gore ke di-sinus tota ne ele mo severe ha ke itse gore nka go bitsa kereng. So go ra gore di-sinus tse ke ne ke nna ke tswalegile full time go le mare go le letsatsi kore like every day ne ke nna ke tswalegile, and mo go rang gore time and again ha ke tswalegile ke tshwantse gore ke mine ke reng ke nna ke le blocked hela nako tsotlhe. So go simologile mo go form 4 kore ne ke le ka go pushanyana hela mme ke ya sekolong, mme ke bona gore go teng ba na le ka ha ba ntsang ka teng, mme ke sa tsenye mo tlhaloganyo ebe go simolla go nna wese. Ha yo mongwe a yo na nna go bapa le nna yaanong a move a simolla nna tsala le ba bangwe ba le ebile she was my friend thata when we started a ba simolla ntšhantšhela a ya. So second time go ra gore go nna very severe mo e leng gore ke ne ke tshwanela gore ke nne ke ya sepatela time and again gore ke ne ke ya sepatela almost every week. Dikarata di dintsi ke tahiwa di-nasal drops what go sa bereke. My family were concerned ka gone tota. So go ra gore banyana ba simolla ba mbulwe hela mo tseneletse yaanong ka gore ke ne ke nna ke le blocked, ebe gore la go le letsatsi hela yana ke tebe ke nna yo ke amina ya go simolla go nna go buiwa gore hey go nkga snaifi go ga snaifi hey flu ya letsatsi, cause ke ne ke nna ke na le TP e ntsi ha ngwe motho a batla go a toileteng a batla TP go tebe go te ko khone go te wa nna gore okay a kere ke nna hela ke na le di-TP, I'll sneeze, I'll do what. So go ra gore be ke nna ke le ka o tlhokomologa ebe go simolla yaanong go jwelela mo e leng gore they even influenced my classmates. Di-classmates tsa me ba bangwe ha le ba ne ba sa batle go interfere, mme ne ba setse ba go tsentse thata mo e leng gore ne re ha ke tsena hela ebe go nna le environment e nna very bad for me. Go ra gore ha ke form 4 second term third term ebe ke simolla yaanong ke sa batle go a sekolong. Batsadi ba me ebe ba simolla yaanong ba ema ka dinao gore ba mpusetse ko sekolong ke kgone go tsaya 2 weeks ke sa ye. Ha ke tsena kwa go bote ba simolla ba bua tsone dilo tse le gape because ha ngwe 2 weeks wa teng ke tebe ke hilwe medication ko sepatela ke re nyate ke lebelele this medication e tare ha o wela gongwe be go nna botoka. Nothing changed. Ka bukelo ko bonyanga kwa ka iswa bonyanga kwa nothing changed. Go ra gore ha ke bala form 5 yaanong e be go simolla ke re nna tota hanga e ka nna mo e leng gore setsetsi ke a tshwengwa, I can't even go to kitchen. Ha ngwe ha ke heta ba le hale go a tshegiwa since class a rona ne ile upstairs, I had to go down the stairs gore ke tswele ko ntle kana ya ba tebe ba le ha mo di-stairseng hale go tshegiwa gore go le bothoko tota mo gone. I ended up ke decide gore ke tlogela sekolo ko lapeng go te ya sekolong ke pala. And you know gore ko magaeng kwana everyone is your mother or a parent. Di-neighbor di tebe di mpona ke sa ye sekolong ba leka gore ba bue le nna ke ba ra ke re nya ha nka e ka kgona. At the end ebe ke ba ra ke re unless le ntseela transfer le nkisa gongwe boarding school ya ebe ba hela ba ya ko sekolong ba leka gore ba nkopele transfer ko sekolo le bona ba tsana ba re kana situation ya ngwano e maswe mo e leng gore ko boarding school ha gona ngwana ga mme ha gona motsadi ba go motshwenya le go heta. Yaanong kwano go botoka ka gore at least gongwe wa thola mme a ba ya ko lapeng. Boarding school o nna le ba bangwe yanya ebe ke kelemela ke re ka renkiseng gongwe at least ko shosho ebe go pala since gape ke ne ke bala form 5 ke ka se ke tselo transfer. So be go raya gore ko sekolong bo HOD ba simolola ba bua gore ke nne ke hua, but they called my teachers gore ke nne ke hua kore during the lessons yana ke nne ke tswa hela yaka ke kgone, because time and again I have to blow out ke mine ke ipankanye ke reng, because go nne go le ever congested. Ha ke tshwanetse gore ke tswele konte be ke ya nthane ke kgona gore ke tswenyana, ha ke tshwanetse gore ke tswele konte o bona di-sign tsa bone yang ba dira yaka ke dira ke tebe ke ba bone be ke nna emotional. So go ga teng go ne go ndamage thata emotionally kore firstly I lost confidence kana ke heletse ke nna le low self-esteem mo e leng gore ke ka se ke nne ha gare ga bana ba bangwe wa bona. I always isolated myself because go ne go se monate tota ha ngwe ha ke re ke a heta yana ke gore dikganyana tsone tsa teng hela go le bothoko mo go nna.
Let's go for a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's hear more on how Lorato was bullied.
So emotionally ke ne ke nna ke le down be ke hela ke feela gore o itse gore ke ha ke le kwa lapeng is much better because my family understand me and they support me on this. I have to be home ke tsamaye ke kerekeng ke rapele modimo a nthuse ke hone, and be ke hella ke tlogela sekolo nako e telele, then be ke gagamatsa thata ka ha modimo. I went mo modimong ke tsena kereke kore I would prefer gore ke kerekeng, because kereke e neng ka hella ke tsena ne le gore gona le bo deliverance every day you go to church yang ke tebe ke sa ye sekolong hele be ke tsamaya ke ya kerekeng. So ko lapeng they ended up ba realize gore kana this girl ha ye ko sekolong le ko sekolong ba letsa ko lapeng ngwana ha ye ko sekolong, mme nna hela phakela ke tebe ke tswa hela ka uniform sente be ke tsamaya ke ya ko kerekeng ha ise ba goroge ka bo 10 ke tebe ke ntse ke ba emetse hela. So my pastors they try to pray for me situation e ga e be go hella gore ba hella ba followisa gore ke kae, ba followisa gore ke kae, ba hella ba le mo gore motho o nna ya kerekeng nako tsotlhe ke busetswa ko sekolong gape. HOD ba le ka go bua le nna ke ba bolela gore kana le ka bua le nna yana, mme nna ha ke tsena ko tlelaseng go nna yana le yana ha go change sepe, and ba sa change ebile ha ka re ka lofa tota ke lo file go a gola. And then class teacher le ene o kile a re wa leka gore a mpitse gore ma teacher a counseling ba leka gore ba mpitse ba bue le nna. Ke ba bolela gore tota seemo a se sone, this girl se bone bullying ya bone e gola every day. So go ra gore go lofa ga me thata yalo I ended up ke failure academically, ke sa dire sentle hela yana nthuto ya me simola ya ko tsa hela thata, because maybe in a term ha ngwe ke tebe ke ya sekolong maybe 20 days yo mongwe 20 days ke ganela ko lapeng kana ke dule hela ke ile kae. So go tsamaya go nna yalo hela form 5 wa me tota ebile ene na le very bad ke sa tsene sekolo sentle, and e be go hella gore ke hella ke sala ka malatsi I think ne le malatsi a le 5 mo ngwageng gore yaano ke hellwe ke malatsi a sekolo yaano a hela ke re gore ko sekolo le bua malatsi gore o lofa malatsi a le kana ha hetela ka ha gore yaano automatically o ntsha mo sekolong. So yaano go gora gore malatsi a tene setse ke le ga o tshwanele exam e be HOD ya ra batsedi ya re yaanong kana yaano le bona gore go padile ngwana o re lekile gore re mmiletse counseling, re mmiletse ba teacher ba guidance and counseling go padile. Yaanong gora gore ka gore o setse a tloga a kwala exam at least a nne a ta go kwala exam a ba tsamaya. So ba bangwe ne re ba kwala exam ba phakela ba tsana ko holo, nna ha ile gore go kwalwa ka 8 ke goroga ka 7:45 gore ke nne le that limited 15 minutes ke emenyana ha le ke le nosi, then ke a kwala and immediately I go. So that was my life hela ko gone ko sekolong e be ke hella ke kwala, but go na ga affecta thata because I didn't do well go gone ka BJC ya me I didn't do well. Then e be go hella go nkosta mo eleng gore ile ke hetsa sekolo I had to sponsor myself gore ke tsweledise dithuto tsa me, mme ke affectilwe ke yone bullying. If not nke be ke pasitela sente ka tswelela ka ya go sponsoriwa ke government kana bana ba bangwe. I had to sponsor myself gore ke tsweledise dithuto tsa me ka tsweledisa hela. I did advanced diploma in business skills e leng gore ke yone my profession gona ana. I'm running businesses e ntse e le yone e leng gore ya support. So that's it. And hela, if I can talk about how this thing of bullying affects bana ko sekolong, go botlhoko tota because once hela o simolola go bulliwa kore concentration e tota ya tswa totally mo sekolong, ya tswa. Ha o sa tlhole o na le interest mo sekolong kore le ha teacher-a eme hela yana wena o bo batla gore nako e tšhae o tsamaye o e lapeng. Le go ja yana ko sekolong, I couldn't eat. Ne ke setse ke sa tsene le ko kitcheneng yang, because ha o buliwa mo classeng you would feel gore mongwe le mongwe mo sekolong wa itsile. Ha o tsamaya yana you don't feel comfortable around. Nna le ha ile yone assembly, I wouldn't go to assembly. Ne ke tsena hela ha ile gore ke dinako tsa assembly, ke tsena ke itse gore ke tshwanetse gore ke tsene mo classeng. Ha ile nako e leng gore ke ile sekolong, ke tsebe ke tsena ke itse gore ke tsena mo classeng. Hela ha ngwe ebile go ntse go le mo classeng ke bona gore ditshego yo teacher ha tswa ditshego, ke tebe ebile ke se ka rabe ke tsama. That was my life due to these 4 girls. My advice to bullies ke gore go mo ga go a siama tota. It affects botshelo ba ngwana because kana foundation e tota ya botshelo e ko thutong. Yaanong ha ngwana a buliwa ga go mo siamele, automatically life ya gagwe e nna destroyed because ga gona botshelo bo e leng gore bo ka phatsima ngwana a sa ithuta. Thute ke boswa jo e leng gore a ke itse gore ke tae ba yang go. And ha o le motsadi o na le ngwana a buliwa ko sekolong, make sure gore o reetsa ngwana. Ha le hata gore a re senane se diragetse, o se ka mo tlhokomologa, follow it up, because at the end wa go emelela kana o lemoga nako e setse e tšhaile mo gorang gore ngwana ha ke a tlhola a concentrate. Like mine, ke nna ke bua kwa lapeng gore kana ko sekolong ba ntse yana le yana ya ha ngwe ba tse ba renya tlhokomologa batho ba hela, mme nna mo teng go ntse le ha ke ka re ke a tlhokomologa go tebe go pala. So advice ke gore batsadi hela ha o ka utlwa ngwana a taka sengwe hela ra someone was doing this to me or my classmates or my friends, emelela we sekolong nako e se tšhae, bana bao ba bitswe. Ha ile gore ke situation e leng gore ke kgonege, make sure gore maybe you transfer ngwana to another school e le gone gore o baballe thuto ya gagwe. Le bone bana hela, I would advise them gore hela immediately ha bona o ka re seemo ga se nne sentle ko sekolong, bolelela motsadi in time, bolelela teacher-a gago in time, e bo kgona gore o ka thusiwa. Thank you.
After the break, we'll be joined by a psychologist in training, Lindiwe, who will be explaining more on what bullying is, its effects on students, and a whole lot more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to 𝙀𝙀. I'm back again with another conversation on bullying. Joining me is another psychologist in training, Lindiwe Mpofu.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Can we talk about bullying?
Obviously.
How does it impact student behavior?
Okay. Bullying does have a lot of negative implications on a student's performance. So we're going to look at the psychological aspect, which is also called the mental health. So bullying has consequences on the person's mental well-being, as it causes so much stress. There is so much stress that comes from being bullied, to a point where some would actually feel like they don't want to come to school anymore. You know, being ridiculed and called so many names in school would actually lead to one not wanting to be active in learning. So academic performance is negatively impacted, as coming to school, if nobody wants to come to school, there's no how you're gonna learn, you know, so you're gonna miss on a lot of things.
Yes.
So the learning process is negatively impacted, or the learning process is cut short.
I think also bullying can lead to suicide.
Yeah, it does, because one wouldn't want to be in an environment where they feel like they're not welcome. So in as much as home is a place of peace, so is school. You know, we have the education setting, so there has to be that homely feeling where one is willing to really engage in their learning process.
Sure.
So if one doesn't feel like this is welcome, this environment is welcoming for them, obviously they would have those thoughts of, you know, taking their own life.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think there's effective awareness on bullying?
Well, as far as I think there isn't, because I believe like if there was, then we wouldn't be experiencing bullying. We wouldn't be experiencing so many dropouts from school because of bullying, because of the issue of bullying. We wouldn't be having people, students not performing well because some of the students are not treating them well. We wouldn't be having cases of suicidality, people, students ending their own life because of bullying.
What do you think should be done to bring awareness on bullying?
So I think first and foremost, education,
Right.
bringing awareness that bullying, what bullying is, its causes, its impacts on the victim, as well as raising awareness and on bullying as a whole. Not only raising awareness, but also fostering that taking action against bullying, creating those programs and campaigns that actually point out what bullying is and its implications on another person's life.
Right. What do you think parents, teachers should do to prevent bullying?
So as a Setswana culture, there is a saying that says, 𝙁𝙖𝙘𝙩𝙤𝙤 𝙀𝙁𝙪𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗. Meaning that, as children come to school, it's not only the teacher's responsibilities, it's also the parents' responsibility to ensure that, there is togetherness, there is we are able to help each other. So parents and teachers should create that environment for their children. They have to come together and make sure that ba kopanela bana, they act against bullying. They encourage their children to, treat each other with respect.
Yes.
Not only that, but also promote a culture of reporting bullying.
Right.
Yeah, so teachers should create that safe environment where the victims are able to report such cases, because it's really not easy to open up about such, but especially if they have this mentality, or if they think that if they are gonna report, maybe the bully is gonna find out and also continue with the bullying, or even do something worse that they haven't done to them before.
Right.
So teachers should create that safe environment where the victims get to fully open up to them, report cases of bullying. Not only the victims of bullying, but also those who get to witness an individual being bullied. It is time for us to take an action against bullying. If you are to observe or witness anyone being bullied, it is your right to also take that action and make sure that the person gets reported.
Right. In today's society, there is technology. How do you think it influences bullying behaviors?
Well, a lot. Technology has advanced, and so is the complexities around cyberbullying. So we have cases where, with technology advancing, there are so many ways in which people can communicate with each other quite fast, quite instant. We have social media platforms, we have messaging, we can send messages quite quickly and effectively. So with this, effectiveness, it can result to really bullying being able to continue with our work much easily. Sending on those mean comments anytime and anyway. So meaning that, with technology and bullying, they really go hand in hand. Yeah.
Okay, and what are the resources that are available for, people out there who are being bullied?
Okay. Thank you for that wonderful question. I forgot to add something
Okay.
regarding technology and bullying. So the other thing is, when it comes to anonymity, being anonymous online and everything. So technology has given that platform where people can, engage anonymously. So with that being put, bullies can take advantage of that, knowing that they won't get to experience the repercussions. They wouldn't know who's behind, who's the one that is bullying another person. So with that, it is much also difficult for the victim to also point out who bullied them or who is bullying them. So that is also the connection between technology and bullying.
All right. Do you think existing legal policies around bullying are effective?
I don't think so.
Okay, what do you think should be done?
First and foremost, like I said before, if actions are taken against bullying, we wouldn't be experiencing so much cases of bullying in schools. So people are not even aware. I don't even think the students are aware of the policies or the laws against bullying, because if they are, then they wouldn't really be engaging in such. But when it comes to laws and repercussions, the consequences of bullying, I believe that it will somehow instill fear to those those perpetrators or those who want to bully other students. It will instill a sense of fear to a point where they wouldn't want to bully others. So I honestly don't think that the laws and policies are really doing anything to address bullying.
That's a very good point. Can you advise someone out there who's being bullied right now?
So bullying is not a very easy thing to be going through, but I want you to be aware that I want to make you aware that you are not alone in this. Like I said before, we're in this together. So do ensure that you reach out. There are so many professionals out here to assist you. We have counselors, we have social work. Even with your parents, do inform your parents of what's really going on in your life. And also to parents, do make sure that you are willing to be fully engaged in the lives of your children, as in how they are at school, what they've been through, how school for them. So I believe that offering that support for them would actually make a huge impact. So that is it.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I personally learned a lot.
I'm glad you did.
And that concludes our conversation on bullying. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.